Positioning or removing furniture. I've been in a lot of places that have way too much furniture in rooms.
Mhm.
3 or 4 pieces maybe need to be removed. But why don't you talk a little bit about how you look at that? Maybe some tips on how people can do that and what they should be looking for.
Okay. Um, First of all, positioning furniture is huge. When you walk in a front door, you don't want to be blocked off by a couch. And it
Hmm.
works well, I understand that, but maybe just for showing purposes, pictures, maybe position it differently or move it so they're not just walking into this roadblock
Hmm.
of a couch. By moving that and having someone walk in your front door and not having a couch blocking you, it opens up the space.
Yep.
Their eyes see a room and not the back of a couch.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing people try to do with smaller areas, they try to put a lot of furniture in a small space. And
Hmm.
when you're living there, that works for you and that's fine. And maybe
Yep.
the new buyers are going to do the same. But when they walk in there, all they're looking at is all this stuff that's sitting in the room and they're not visualizing what they can do with the room.
Hmm.
So if you have a couch, a love seat, and 2 chairs in there and end tables, and it seems kind of crammed, you're having to move around things, remove some of it just so you have enough seating for people and it just opens up the room and makes it look that much larger.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I think sometimes I think sellers need to think about is when you're selling your home, um, you got to take a different approach when you're living in a home versus you're selling a home. So when you're living in the home, it might make sense that you have a couch and 2 love seats and a chair or whatever in your living room or great room or family room. But when you're, like Harry was talking about, when you're going to sell it, that might not look that well. It might be super functional for you, but it may not look that good. And yeah, when you go into a room and it feels closed off, one of the things I've seen in bedrooms lots of times is you walk right into a bedroom and they'll have a huge dresser sitting right there. And so you're immediately walking into something that makes that room close off
Mhm.
and feel smaller. And another thing we'll see sometimes is people will take a bedroom and they'll turn it into an office and it'll be packed full of stuff. And now it's hard to visualize, like, how big is a queen bedroom in here, or a twin bedroom, or a king size bedroom? How are these going to fit in here? Will my bed and the dresser for the kids, will it fit in here or not? And so that's that visualization where they can't see that,
And
right?
that's kind of where decluttering comes into it too, where,
Hmm.
if it is a home office, to pack up the files or make it just look more presentable. So, because someone might use that as a bedroom.
Yep.
Same thing, if you have a bigger master closet and you can slide a dresser out of your master into there to give the master
Hmm.
a bigger feel, that's an option too. Because a lot of bedroom sets come with a lot of furniture, your bed,
Yep.
and the side tables, dresser, sometimes 2 dressers. So try not to put a lot of furniture in one space because you want to make it as impersonable as you can, but with making an impression
Yep.
for these people to come in and actually visualize themselves and their items there
Yeah.
than yours.
And I think for most people, kind of drilling down on the bedrooms, I think most people can visualize how they would set up a bedroom as an office if it's set up as a bedroom. But if it's an office, it's hard for them to visualize it's going to be a bedroom. And so
Yeah.
it's kind of a one-way street there, where if you have it set up as an office. Now, if you have to work from home and you can't change that, that's fine. But just something to think about, is helping buyers visualize stuff.
Mhm.
So.